All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Moses with the Motivator. You guys get me for the second time today. Second time. That means I got more information to give you guys, more empowerment to give you, more enlightenment. And listen, we're talking more candidates, right? We're going to take a little trip today, tonight through Jefferson County. We're going to be heading first off to Pleasant Grove. Then we're going to take a little shot on over to Brighton. And from Brighton, we're going to take one more shot over to Fairfield. And we're going to talk to some of our amazing candidates. They're in the green room right now. They're getting ready. But before we start, you know what I got to do? I have to show off our sponsors. Thank you to Hollywood Grills. Abdul is the man. Hit up Abdul Elawali and tell him that your boy the Motivator sent you, and let him know that you want some Hollywood Grill food. I told him I'm gonna keep messing his name up every chance I get. And then hit up Dana Flanner. She is of Town Square Realty. Let Dana do some dynamic work for you. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. And of course, you know how we do it here, y'all. We are a podcast show to educate, enlighten, empower, sharing information to help reach you to your full potential. Don't forget, Beards Extend. Y'all, listen, I washed my face earlier, but I had the whole get up on earlier today. You guys can check that. As you've seen, I interviewed former Mayor Ed May earlier today. And so, yeah. So we are about to get ready to start the show. Y'all know what? I'm trying to educate people and trying to get them ready for voting. So I'm going to show you guys this video. And after this video, y'all, this lady right here is going to be in the box, in the hot seat in just a second. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Enough electoral votes, more than 270, more than enough to become the 44th president of the United States. He will be the first African-American president of the United States.
I've been broke all my life, but I kept hope all them nights. You see business in my city? Yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes, I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Don't nobody care about us, and that's why I don't vote. Voted for Obama back in 2012, I remember that's when I had hope. He was saying, yes, we can. And everybody got less food stamps. And when I turned 21, I was still broke. I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it all on my own. Ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the mayor's name. I ain't never seen her one time ever. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump? He ain't never really gave her. Ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, cause they ain't putting none in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't want to see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws, they the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president. Now the third branch is the judicial, that's judges. They the reason why John Crawford and Trayvon ain't had justice. So when Meek Mill got locked up just for popping willies, we blame the judge and not the city when they let her get voted in, cause they ain't know who to vote against. Imagine life on the other side. Roads better, schools better, everybody get their license back. Grocery store food better, custody of your kids back. Homeless people get new shelters. If we gon' fix the U.S., we gotta start with them 2 letters. Me and you. Somebody told us that the government wanna keep us broke, but the only reason why those people in the government is cause we ain't vote. And I ain't talking about the president, I'm talking about the ones we ain't know. See, they was gonna try to keep it low, but it's gonna hurt them when they see the pros.
Every time you stay home, someone is making a decision about you, making decisions about the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food your kids eat, and how much money you bring home every 2 weeks. So every time you sit out an election, every time you don't show up because you think it doesn't matter, someone else is happy that you didn't show up, so they can make that decision for you. Vote.
Well, it is my hope that that video is encouraging somebody to get out and vote, get registered to vote. The guy that we got right now in D.C. Has said that he's holding back money for the postal services. We're hoping that we draw out a lot of number of people to get out November 3rd to vote. And please, that was Desiree Timms that's in that video. She's running for Congress in Ohio. But of course, here in Alabama, November 3rd, we got to elect a congressional member for the 3rd Congressional District. And it's my hope that you support Dr. Adele Winfrey for U.S. House Representative, Congress, 3rd Congressional District. I'm sorry, y'all. 3rd Congressional District. I fully support and endorse her on this show. Let me say this real quickly. So the guests that are here tonight, they are here to do interviews. They are not endorsements. Whether I support them or not, that's my personal belief, my personal business, but I'm not here to endorse them. I'm here to interview them and get you to know who they are. So this next person, you guys, her name is Miss Yolanda Lawson. She's running for City Council, Pleasant Grove. She says dedication and knowledge you can count on. And I'm looking forward to hearing what kind of knowledge she has from her. Let's bring her up. Hey, Miss Lawson.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers of with the Motivator, then we'll jump in talking.
Okay. I'm Yolanda Lawson. First of all, thank you, Mr. Raby, for having me on tonight. I'm running for Pleasant Grove City Council, as he stated. I'm a 20-year resident of Pleasant Grove. I have a little over 29 years combined financial and legal experience with a large municipality. I'm a previous PTA president. I'm the current high school baseball booster president. I'm our current neighborhood association president. And I just that's part of my experience knowledge that I want to bring home to our hometown to actively continue to work in our community.
All right. So let's dive into it. Why are you running for city council? Why would you do this?
I've been very active in our community for several years now. There's a lot of things that I thought I could bring to the table to help improve our area and help maintain our area. I decided to run for city council because I felt that my experience and knowledge could be useful at the leadership level to make a difference in our community, to help us do some rebuilding, some revitalization where needed, to help us maintain what we have now so that we don't maintain some of what we have now so that we don't lose that. And I just thought that I could make a difference from the leadership level.
Wow. So let me ask this question, and I got to make sure I paraphrase this question the correct way. Are there any diverse members on the Pleasant Grove City Council right now?
Currently, there are not.
Okay.
There has never been a person of color or any nationality besides white on our city that has been elected to our city council. There was a city council member that was appointed to the city council when a city council seat became vacant back in 2013 or 14. Please don't quote me on that. But she was not elected when she ran for election in 2016. So we had one elected.
Okay. Now, are you guys district or citywide?
Okay, so previously we were at large voting, so it was citywide. Now we have been converted to what is called cumulative voting. So we did not change the districts, and we no longer have places. The places were just seat indicators. They did not specify any specific area or town or anything to that extent.
Okay. So really, you're going to be a city councilor for the entire area of Pleasant Grove.
Correct. It's still at large voting, but with the cumulative voting method, you will have the opportunity. Every voting citizen will receive 5 city council votes, and they will receive 1 mayoral vote. And the mayoral race will be in the traditional sense of there are 2 candidates running. You will choose one or the other, and the highest total will win. With the city council election, the 5 votes can be allocated to candidates as you wish, up to 5 votes to up to 5 candidates. So that also means I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on your question.
No, you're good. No, I'm not.
Okay. So that also means that you can place all 5 of your votes. The citizen can place all 5 votes on one particular candidate, or they can select a group of candidates that they wish to support, up to 5.
I just want to say I'm so grateful that's not here in Birmingham. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be able to do it. So let's talk about your leadership roles if we can.
Sure.
What have you done leadership wise? I hear you saying it, but what are you bringing to the city of Pleasant Grove from leadership?
Well, let's see. We'll start at the PTO level. I had the honor of starting the PTO program with the Jefferson County International Baccalaureate School, located here in Pleasant Grove. When they opened the middle school, I was able to work closely with the principal and form that organization for that school. I was the president of the PTA Association for the previous middle school before they converted it to the International Baccalaureate School. So those are some leadership roles. I'm the current baseball booster president, and I have the pleasure of working with the coaches, with the park board, with the city of Pleasant Grove. And I have the pleasure of working with the athletic director, Coach LeBeau, trying to maintain that program and grow that program, because we have a lot of students who are moving away from this area. So it's a challenge to make sure that we keep the kids interested, that we support them, that we keep them motivated to stay in the program. That's one leadership role. I'm actually a senior attorney with the city of Birmingham. That's my legal experience. So I have the ability, the daily duties of dealing with budgeting restraints, if you will, dealing with budget analysis. I actually do transaction work with the city, so I'm able to participate in the areas of contracting on behalf of the city. I'm preparing the contracts and working with various members of the administration, working with various members of the community, working with various department heads to make sure that everything works out legally and in order for the city. I have a staff of 2 people that I have to supervise on a daily basis. Let's see, leadership roles. I'm a previous business owner myself. I owned a bookkeeping and accounting firm for a little over 15 years. So that gave me experience with assisting with grants management, and I do some grants management now with the city of Birmingham. That also gave me the ability to deal with budgeting, deal with budget restraints in that area as well, deal with writing grants, deal with just making major business decisions, helping to write business plans, etc.
So now let's talk about your role with being with the city of Birmingham. This is also to give you a great opportunity to see how city government works as in city council work, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
And also, I have to. I'm going to do it if you're not going to do it. One of the coolest leadership roles that you have is being a mom, a wife, and doing those great things, right?
Yes. 4 sons, 29, 22, 18, about to be 19, and just turned 16 last week.
She don't look like it, right? I told you, right? What do you see in the city of Pleasant Grove that needs to change? What do you think you can bring? Because all the people may go to the polls on August 25th, and everybody just may vote for you, so we may just have one city councilor. So what are you planning on bringing?
Well, I definitely want to spend the first however many days possible discovering the thought process that has gone into. Oh, you went away on the screen. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just late.
Okay, sorry. To make sure that I have an understanding of the budget, to make sure I have an understanding of the methodology that the current city council has been using to make sure that we continue to be good stewards over the money, to make sure that we bring things to the city and well, I shouldn't say things, but bring resources and businesses and things to unoccupied spaces. I'm not interested in adding any structural spaces. I'm just interested in filling those unoccupied spaces with businesses and resources that our citizens here in the city can use for our convenience. Now, what those are, I don't know yet.
Right.
But and I can't make any promises either way. It's just it's something I would like to see.
So
that's just one thing. That's just one thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
The businesses though
that
are currently there now. How do we keep them in Pleasant Grove and them not moving to other areas?
That's a good question, and that's something that I would definitely be working to discover. What motivates the business to remain. And I think that the motivation is going to vary based on the business. And it's going to be the same when we're trying to attract businesses or services to our area. It's going to vary based on those services, based on the community needs, based on retaining those, what business we're trying to retain. So I think it will be an individual basis, and every business is going to look different.
Wow. Right. Okay. So, man, I got so much more to ask you about the city of Pleasant Grove. I do. So, if you could, Ms. Lawson, can you stick around with us?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, we're gonna take a little drive. We're gonna take a little drive in Jefferson County. Y'all live right next door. We're gonna go on over to Brighton, the city of Brighton. There is a young man vying to be the next mayor of the city of Brighton. Let me see if I can show you. His name is Bruce L. Taylor. He's running for mayor of Brighton. I'm looking forward to hearing what this gentleman has to say, what he plans on bringing to the city of Brighton and his ideas. And so let's bring him on. Can't see you a little bit there, but can you
I need to adjust myself for you. Is that better?
No. You can't see your face, Keith. We're going to give you a second, okay? Let me give you a second to get ready. So we're trying to get it adjusted from a guest that are all in the green room. Yeah, we got a lot of guests in the green room. Make sure you like, are on and ready. Uh, okay,
Is that
that'll
right?
work. Perfect. How you doing, Mr. Taylor?
I'm well. Thank you for inviting me.
Definitely. Now, Boots, I know you personally, so I'm gonna be a personal person for a second.
Okay.
I'm excited to see you, man. I'm happy that you're running for something, and I'm happy what you're getting ready to do. So, tell everyone who you are, and yeah, just introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Bruce L. Taylor. I'm a longtime resident here in the city of Brighton, and I have experience in business administration as far as running certain cities, as well as not certain cities. My bad. I apologize for that. Running various businesses from retail management up to restaurant management. Currently, I am a legal assistant for a personal injury attorney, and I'm just looking to make a difference in my city, so the place I call home.
All right, so let's dive in, bro. Let's dive in.
All right.
I know you said you want to make a difference, but I'm going to go off of this comment here. City Boy might be not ready for another young mayor because of the last one. What makes you different? Let's just jump there.
I remember years ago, I was actually saying a similar question, but it was about 15 years ago. I asked a question to the mayor and council, and I asked them, was the city financially in the red or in the black? And the mayor actually asked me, how old are you? And I said, I'm 12 years old. He said, what does a 12-year-old need to know about the city finance? And I told him, don't let my age confuse you of my knowledge. Because one, I always tell people I'm forever a student. I'm always learning, looking to learn more. But I don't always try to go based off of I'm young. I'm young only because of the year and the date I was born. But I'm always learning to do more to help the place I call home.
Mm-hmm. Is your mic on?
Okay. My mic's on.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure.
All right.
So, what changes do you see happening in Brighton? Why mayor? Why not city council? Why mayor?
Because the mayor sets the tone for the city. The mayor has the vision, and you look for your council to help carry out that vision. So my vision for the city is simple. First, we have to start off by cleaning up the city. Now, I can't just say that without actually doing that. We have a lot of blight in the city, a lot of over-dilapidation of properties, homes that used to be beautiful. Unfortunately, it's happened where loved ones passed, a family left the house, or fires happen. A lot of houses, the structures are still standing with a ceiling out of it, but a tree is growing through it. And you don't have the resources necessary turned to that area to clean those properties up. But also, it starts off with the education. Do we know that our citizens, our neighbors, know the type of insurance they need to have? Know what steps to take if something like that were to happen? Those are resources that haven't been offered to our citizens. At least it hasn't been offered in recent. But we start off there in order to go further, because Brighton's a beautiful city. We just got to clean it up a little bit first.
Wow. All right, so I've been to Brighton numerous of times. I've even done services in Brighton. I've done plenty of things. There are definitely some beautiful places in Brighton, but what are we missing? What is the city of Brighton missing? What can we do? What can you do to bring life back to Brighton?
Like I said, start off with the cleanup. Then you invite businesses, infrastructure to come into the city to help the city fund the beautification that we're trying to do, because it costs. It's not something that's free. But because my goal is to not just clean up the city, bring infrastructure, but I want to also bring families, because one of the most important things that's going on right now that's not being put out there as much as it should be is the 2020 census. Brighton is one of those areas that the census will hurt us if we don't have everybody doing their part. So I know on social media, everybody I talk to, I always say, remember, do your census. It's important. Things like that, simple things like that, is put in place to help us.
Okay. So, what leadership roles have you had to become mayor? What defines you or make you ready to be mayor?
Well, like I said, I'm forever a student. So I'm right now the parliamentarian for two organizations, Jefferson County Millennial Democrats, as well as Birmingham Young Democrats. We're always working with other leaders. So I always say I'm forever a student with that, by working with other leaders, learning what situations they had to endure. They're first starting off, as well as my experience in not just retail management. I've been organizational leader as far as like several school organizations. When I was at Lawson State, I was PBL president. And I want to thank Dr. Ward for that, because I came in wanting to start my own thing, but he said, we have something right here that'd be perfect for you to be a part of. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time there being the president of that organization, because I didn't come in trying to change the wheel. I showed them the things that they missed and showed them how I can be a benefit by working as a unit and not working in shambles.
Wow. All right, so the bar is open. What I mean by that is the comments are open. You're more than welcome to ask questions. Put them in the comment, and they will be shown on the screen. I'm working without a producer tonight, so y'all bear with me as I can get them up and running. How many citizens are in the city of Brighton?
According to the last census, it said it was about 1727, I believe.
Okay.
But of course, that is tremendously gone down.
Like any city, well, I won't say any, because I don't think Pleasant Grove has had the issue, but like most cities, you have city councilors and mayor issues. The city of Brighton has had a lot of those mayor council issues over the years, just like Birmingham, just like Fairfield. What do you do to bring that hope of that change in that building together?
One, we have to learn that we have a common goal. By having that common goal, sometimes it takes just sitting back and listen to the grievances they had, listen to what concerns that they have that they want to express, because when everybody's talking in the same room, they mean nobody's listening. And by giving the other counselors the opportunity, the floor, to not just speak their mind, but showcase the work that they're doing for the city, seen and unseen.
Okay. All right. Bruce, I want you to y'all know him. Me and Bruce have been a part of numerous organizations. So if I'm seeing unprofessional, because I'm proud of the fact that he's running for something and that he's doing something. He's ran for city council before. Now he's running for mayor. And Bruce, can you stick around for a minute?
I got you.
All right, stick around. All right, y'all. So we're gonna take another little ride back into Fairfield. We were in Fairfield this morning. We've been in Fairfield a lot lately. We were in Centerport last week. This week we've been in Fairfield. And I encourage any of the candidates that are running for office, where you're the current or you're running for the seats, you're more than welcome to come on this show. If you feel like you have an issue with me, let's lay that aside. Let's get interviews going, because it's the citizens that need to know the facts, the citizens that need to meet their future elected officials, right? That's what it's all about. So we're going to take a little trip back to Fairfield because Miss Wanda Shelby is running for office. Y'all, I'm sorry. That's the only image I could get. For some reason, my system was messing up, and I apologize to Miss Shelby. We're going to bring her in now. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing just fine. And you, Josh?
I'm good. So let's talk. First off, introduce yourself to Moses with the Motivator. Just introduce yourself to everybody. Tell them who you are.
Hello, my name is Wanda Shelby, and I live in District 2, which is I'm trying to be your councilwoman finally. I ran in 2016 in Fairfield, and now this is 2020. And I hope to be able to convince you all that we can work together for some change.
All right, so let's have a conversation.
I'm listening.
District 2 City Council, Fairfield.
Yes.
We've had Mayor Ed Penny on yesterday. We had former Mayor Ed May on this morning. What do you see that is missing from the city of Fairfield? And what do you bring to the table to change the city of Fairfield?
Okay, basically, we need some infrastructure completed through the community. I thank you for the commissioners and all the officials down in Montgomery, which is Governor Kay Howard, to give us financing to get the outside to the freeways in, like your Valley Roads and EJ Oliver, all of these things I appreciate. But in the front of our houses, in the back of our houses where we pay taxes, all these have potholes in it. And we need some type of funds available so we can get this assistance.
Okay. So what area is District 2? Tell me that, because I've been in Fairfield. I've been in Fairfield before. I got friends that live there, but I don't know the districts of it. So where is District 2? Okay,
you know what Fairfield police station is?
Yes, ma'am.
We're around the corner. That's part of District 2, where you know where Valley Road is, and Gary Avenue with American Legion. Well, that's part of District 2.
Wow.
And okay. So all of in Lord Nolan Parkway is part of District 2.
Okay. Y'all can be putting in questions in the comment box. I see your text messages. Put them in the comment box, please. Okay. So why do you want to run to be city councilor of Fairfield? Like, it's in debt right now. There is no financial stability there right now. Why run to be city councilor?
Because it's time for reasonable people to step up to the plate and help get this city back in order.
And why do you feel that you're that person?
Because I've been advocating from 2016 was my beginning, and up and continued throughout today, basically, of advocating for getting citizens' issues and some their concerns being answered by our elected officials. And not just this administration. I've worked with the previous administration under the leadership of Mayor Coachman. I did the same thing because I pay taxes out here. I reside in Fairfield, and I feel that we all should be treated fairly as being citizens out here.
Okay. So as I asked Mr. Taylor, like any city, there's some issues in City Hall.
Yes.
Where there is strife, there's division. How do you plan on coming in as a city councilor and making sure that the strife and division doesn't happen anymore?
Okay, basically, we are all human individuals, and we are all subject to fail. And you're going to disagree and you're going to agree. But when you are there to do a job, you have to do a job in the best interest of the citizens. This is just not basically for the officials. We're working to make sure that the citizens are happy because they're the ones that got to go out here and elect us. They're the ones that believe that we're going to sit down there and do a job to benefit their finances, because these are their monies that they're paying for us to do a job.
So we asked the question. I don't know if it's we've asked. I've heard many people say that the city of Fairfield should just annex into another city like Birmingham or Bessemer or whatever. What's your take on that?
Okay, we annex will be just like all the other municipalities, disrespected, no transportation, and if they annex us into Birmingham, because previously, before I moved into Fairfield, I am a Birmingham citizen. I'm a graduate of West End High School. So Birmingham, they're doing good under the leadership of Mayor Wolf, and he's bringing some positive things in. While they're fighting to keep the buses over there. Bryden, the gentleman that you just had on the a few minutes ago, he wants to bring in some positivity. So why in the world with Fairfield, we just hanging on, doing the best that we can, be thankful for that, to go over and get into some more debt. And then we still won't get our trash picked up on time.
Right. Now, the question was, who is the current? I really don't like asking that question because I don't want to take away from the candidates' time that is coming on, but I will ask that question only because it was asked by a viewer. Who's the current city councilor in that seat?
The current city councilor is Miss Susan Rembert Parks.
Okay. All right. All right. So it seems like so there's been a lot of issues in Fairfield. There's a lot of things that are changing, and is it something where, well, I'm trying to make sure I ask this question right because I've been really looking at all the candidate forums and stuff that's going on in the city of Fairfield. What's your take on having the police department, public workers? Like, where are we going with that? What is this, what would you do as city councilor?
Okay, number one, it was ludicrous to even decide that public safety was even in the equation at all, because safety we need it. You need your police and you need your fire department. Now, I'm thankful that this administration, even though the last administration, they did keep the police in here, but now the sheriff stepped up to the plate and said that they will come in for a year to help work alongside of our city, Fairfield City Police. Well, they just go do day-to-day services, but the sheriffs did come in and stop some of the crime that was going on in our area, because I'm one of those citizens that call 911 24 hours a day. If I see it, I'm calling, because that's what I pay taxes for.
All right. All right, so let's bring the other candidates in because I got some questions that I want to ask to each of you. Your cities right now, the census is important, elections are important, but hearing from the citizens, I want to take a second from each of you. How do you plan on reaching your citizens in your area? I'm going to kind of go back around. So I'm going to let Mr. Taylor go first, and then we're going to bounce backwards, okay? So, Mr. Taylor, how do you plan as mayor of Brighton to reach out to your citizens?
Well, I do have a couple of volunteers that's going to help me do some calling. We're going door to door. I know everybody been asking me, where your signs at? So I had to start off with the biggest one in the city. So will have my signs officially on tomorrow. So if anybody want one, say, hey, put it in my yard. I've already got some text messages saying that. I'd love to go ahead and share that with you. And also anytime anybody just wants to say, hey, let's talk. I'll pull up. We can have coffee. I'll bring the donuts. That's something. It shouldn't have to be election time to be able to talk to your elected officials.
All right. Ms. Lawson?
Yes, sir. I guess I need to ask a clarifying question, Mr. Raby. Are you speaking of how am I going to reach the citizens during the campaign?
In your seat. In your seat. Not as a candidate, but in your seat. And Mr. Taylor, I'm going to need you to go back and answer that as if you were in the seat. But go ahead, Ms. Lawson. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I think that I'll probably use some of the same methods I'm using now. There's social media. I will have a telephone number that I will freely issue. I will, work to make sure that our city website is updated with current contact information, in my email address, and periodically as a counselor, I perhaps would do some mail outs just to remind the citizens that I'm still here, I'm still working for them. And other than that, just making sure that I'm actually present in the communities, because I think that that's something that may have been lacking. I just want to be a presence in the community, and I think that through my continuous activities, I will then be more accessible.
Okay. All right. Mr. Taylor, go ahead and answer that question for me before I go to Ms. Shelby.
I was going to be a gentleman and let Ms. Shelby go, but
okay.
With Ms. Lawson now.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ms. Shelby.
Okay, I would just continue, Joshua. I serve in a capacity with District 2, working alongside with our district president. So that's how I got a lot of my training, through going to city council meeting, and I will continue to do that. I will continue to work along with the council as far as who in or out. If I'm elected or not elected, we still work as a team. The councilwoman that is serving in the capacity now, she was not there, so that's why I started working alongside the president. So we have district meetings, but due to the COVID-19, we are not able to meet anywhere. So we got to respect whatever the CDB, what is it, the CDBC, what they want us to do as far as our health is concerned, because Fairfield citizens are elderly, and we don't want to cause them to have any type of conditions on my end, definitely. And I will continue to be reachable on Facebook. I'm reachable on Messenger. Citizens call in, they call me, they send me text messages, which is they have my email, and they let me know their problems and their concerns. And if I can't get it done through Ms. Lewis, she reached further and go on through City Hall. So this has been our routine for the last 3 years. This what this is. This 2020. I've been doing this since 2016, reaching out and getting solutions for our citizens in our district. And not just our district. I've helped all of these citizens that needed help out here in Fairfield that called on me.
Absolutely. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Kim, I see your question. Hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Taylor.
Now, I agree. Ms. Shelby, Brighton's kind of have the same issues. We have a lot of elderly people that live in our city. So a lot of our elderly citizens don't come to council meeting because they're unable to. And sometimes they don't know when council meeting is. So I think sending out quarterly letters to each citizen, let them know what's going on in the city. Also, let them know what city ordinances are put in place, if there's any new ones put in place. We do need to have access to a website that if anybody can look up and needs to look up anything regarding the city, any type of city resources they need, they can go to the city website and get the information at the touch, click their fingers. But we don't have that put in place. And I still stand by what I said. I'll bring the donuts to somebody brewing the coffee. Talk to citizens that way, because one, the citizens respect you more when they see that you're not just saying, hey, I'm doing this to get in, and once you're in there, you're silent. They want to see you come around periodically. How you doing? What can I do? Anything going on that I need to know about that concerns some citizens don't want to come to city council meeting because, as you said earlier, Josh, there's a lot of confliction and going on at city council meetings. But recently, we don't have those issues. But citizens still go based off of what they heard instead of coming to see what's going on now. So by making it simple to every citizen possible, we need to make those simple things available. Even if we have to have live meetings just for citizens to feel like, hey, we're here. We're on social media. We want to still be involved. But we can't do that if we're just saying, okay, if you don't come down here, it's nothing we can do.
All right. I have a question from Ms. Shelby from one of the viewers. So I'm going to take Mr. Taylor and Ms. Lawson out for just a second. All right. So, Ms. Shelby, the question is, or thought, I guess, thoughts. You have city council members that own properties which are dilapidated. What are the ordinance regarding that, Ms. Shelby?
Okay, you have city. Go back, reword that again.
So you have city councilors that own property, but they're dilapidated. What is the ordinance of that?
Oh, you saying that we have leaders. Let me get this right. That they have properties that they have dilapidated in our areas. That's what you're asking me. Okay.
Am I asking that right, Kim? I think that is her question, yes.
Okay. So if you got city leaders already in office and they have the dilapidated properties, then why haven't they decided to find some kind of way, because they're being paid by taxpayers? So why didn't they clean up their own property? Now, why in the world would this even be an issue? I didn't know city council people even own property, had rights to own properties that they don't upkeep themselves. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
And I need to do the research to find out what would be an ordinance, or if it is one in place to make officials take care of their own properties. Because I know we take care of all properties around here, the citizens.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring Ms. Lawson back in. Thank you, Ms. Shelby. Hold on with me. Ms. Lawson, let's go. Let's someone asked me a question in my text message, and they can't get on Facebook or any of the other streaming apps. By the way, if you're watching right now, you're watching Moses with the Motivator. Hopefully, you're watching or listening to us on Apple TV, iTunes, Speaker Now, Audacity. You're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twix, all of those great things. And y'all, yes, we are on Periscope now. So I know you guys are watching, listening, and hearing. You can put your comments in the area. Ms. Lawson.
Yes.
Pleasant Grove. What is the ratio of Pleasant Grove? Do you know what is the census?
I cannot quote you from the 10-year census.
Okay.
However, the information that I've received, that as of the last election in 2019, we were a little over 59% non-white.
Okay.
And the remaining 41% was white.
All right. So if the city council is not doing what they're supposed to do, the citizens should vote them out. Politics 101. That is Politics 101, and we are still learning that at this moment.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask my candidates to stay in and hold on for just a second. Y'all, I'm excited because I got my resident political guru in the building. He is former city councilor of the city of Bessemer. And for some reason, I can't shake him. He's always trying to get on my show. But I'm glad that he's always trying to get on because he gives me knowledge and information. Let's bring him up. Maybe he can answer that question for us. Hey, Councilor Cleo King, I'm gonna still call you Councilor. What's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, it's going.
Good.
Quick question.
Sure.
I know every city is different. Every city has different ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
Can you answer that question? Let's say if you were in the city of Bessemer, could you answer that question for us?
As far as let me make sure I got the right question. As far as if council members own properties which are dilapidated, what is the ordinance regarding that? Well, let me just first say that no council member or any elected official is different from an ordinary citizen. Although they've been elected to a body, they still have to abide by the rules and regulations of the city ordinance. Whatever the city ordinance is on the books, and that particular council member, whether mayor, councilman at large, whatever position they hold, still has to abide by the rules and regulations of the city ordinances. So if a council member have properties that are dilapidated, or for whatever reason, the city has the right to condemn those properties if they don't meet the expectations as far as what other requirements are. The city has the right itself to take position to do something with those particular properties. So no one is exempt from the ordinances of the city, whatever city it is.
Okay. Now we got two city council candidates on here. We got a candidate for mayor on here right now. what information, what could you give them? What knowledge could you give them, seeing that you're a former city councilor?
Well, simple. I tell everybody to first and foremost to have an open door communication. I know many times we hear elected officials run for office, they run their platform, but the most important thing is they don't be transparent enough. And that's not everybody. So let me just be clear. But to be effective, every elected official should be transparent with giving the public information, making sure the public is aware of what's going on within their community. I think for one thing that I'm concerned with in particular to Bessemer is even right now as we're dealing with this epidemic of COVID, there's not enough transparency going on as far as what the city is with its amount of cases it has, as far as what type of data that is out there that pertaining to so the public can be aware. I do know we've had some instances with our fire department where we had a number of cases within the fire department, and so even as far as employees at City Hall. But to have that data, I think it's one of those things that we misinform people and not giving people the right information. And so I think that's most importantly for any candidate to be transparent, to be truthful, and make sure that you're sticking to the facts. I'll say anything if you don't. For those newcomers who are seeking and those who will be fortunate enough to go on and win the election, the most important thing I can say is before you vote on any type of legislation or whatever it is, to make sure that you read, be knowledgeable of what it is, because here again, politics is politics, politics 101. There can be some language in there that can totally, the opposite of what you may think it say, but don't be afraid to ask for questions. Ask questions if you don't know. No, what I've learned in my life as dealing with politics is nobody knows everything. Even presidents who go in office don't know things. So don't be afraid to admit that you don't know. Just make sure you be truthful. You read for yourself, get a thorough understanding of what it is, how the city ordinances work. More importantly, city council members, every city has a format. City council members are responsible for the properties of the city, the financial stability of the city. Although the mayor is there to do the day-to-day operations, but when it comes to the financial matters, that solely lies in the hands of the city council. And so it's important that you, for the newcomers, and this time as you're leading up to the election, go ahead right now and request copies of the actual previous 4 years of the city's budget, so that way you can understand and get a better understanding of how every single dime is spent, how it's accurate, how the funding is actually calculated, where your money come in. Most cities, I know, use sales tax, property tax, some ad valorem tax, but get knowledgeable of all the city finances, how the city works. Most importantly, you want to make sure that your city is being accountable with the taxpayers' dollar, because that's what taxpayers vote you in office to do, to be accountable for the tax dollars, and ensuring that you want to make sure that you keep that trust with the public. And so in summing up, I can just say those are the two things: transparency and being accountable to the taxpayers' dollars.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I want to take this time. I want to first say thank all of you all for coming on. Mr. King, hold on for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give each of you candidates an opportunity to do your push to your areas, your Pacific areas that you're running in, and why they should vote for you, how they get a part of you, what do they do. And we're going to start off with Miss Shelby, and then Miss Lawson, and then Mr. Taylor, okay? So let me move some people around real quickly. All right, Miss Shelby, it's on you.
I am, can you see me? Because you keep saying that, is the light okay?
You're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I am appealing to each citizen out here to just give me a chance to continue advocating for us, because I live in Fairfield and I want to see us prosper and go further and reach other levels where we can get some funds and back into Fairfield through an economical basis, and well, these people, outside entities, will want to come in to bring their business here so we can be productive. Also, I want to be where I can be honest and you all can trust me. I don't want to be where I can't no one can contact me and that I feel that everyone feels that I have something to hide. I want to be that person, like this gentleman just explained to us, that accountability and transparency is not an option. We're coming asking you for your vote. And I don't want you all to feel that I'm not reachable. I want an open book to communication with my citizens. And I hope that you all look to me and vote for me August 25th, 2020. And you all have a good evening.
Ms. Lawson?
Okay. Again, I'll leave you with, I'm Yolanda Lawson. I'm running for Pleasant Grove City Council. I want to work for community revitalization, community rebuilding, community unification, work to bring some community family-friendly events to our area. I want to work to bring businesses and services to our area to be housed in our unoccupied commercial spaces. And I just want to make a difference in our area. I do want to definitely advocate for transparent government, continue to work in our community, so I will be accessible and present in our community. And I just wanted to tell the citizens of Pleasant Grove that on August 25th, I hope they'll remember to vote for a trained municipal professional. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor?
All right. Again, thank you for having me, first of all. Well, I have to say it's simple. Brighton, in order to show it's time, we deserve a new view. So on Tuesday, August 25th, vote for a difference. And in order to vote for a difference, elect me as your mayor. Not just for the complete transparency of municipal government, but also it's time for us to show that we deserve better. And I'm reachable and accessible. Just go to my website. That's just another way to reach me. thetaylorcampaign.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, anything. If you see me on the street, holler at me. I will stop and I will talk to you. I would love to know what you want for your city. Thank you.
Mr. King, I almost called you up for you to give your speech. Okay, let me do this real quick before I want to do this. I stated this from the beginning that I started this out, is that the people that are doing these interviews, I have not endorsed. I have not gotten funding from, none of that. I have opened for transparency of allowing people to hear who's running, okay? Now, what I'm about to do, before I bring Ms. King back up so we can talk for a second, is I believe in when you see good leadership, you get behind good leadership. And because I own Moses with the Motivator, I can do this part. I don't have to go to anyone else to say this. So I'm going to personally say right now, I have not gotten anything from Ms. Lawson, but I want to, let me make sure her mic is open. I have not gotten anything from Ms. Lawson. Ms. Lawson and I met, we've seen each other before, but we met each other recently at a food drive. And so I'm personally going to say this. I am publicly endorsing and supporting Ms. Lawson for city council because I see the work that she's doing. We have not had this conversation. This is spur of the moment of me telling you that I believe in Ms. Lawson and what she's doing. So for the citizens of Pleasant Grove, August 25th, I'm asking that you go out and vote for Miss Yolanda Lawson.
Thank you so much, Mr.
That ain't got no money for it. This is Joshua talking. And so I support her election. I support her race. Okay. Secondly, I'm going to do this. Now, he's a different person. We ain't talked. Me and Bruce can't stand each other sometimes. And notice I say this in a personal level because we're friends, but we have our disagreements. I'm publicly supporting and endorsing Bruce for mayor for the city of Brighton because I know it's time for new leadership. I love the current administration is there, but in order to grow and go next, leadership has to begin to grow, right? So I'm holding Bruce accountable. I'm holding Ms. Lawson accountable. So if they win their election, please believe if anybody in Birmingham, Alabama knows Julia Juarez, I will become Julia Juarez to them. I will make sure that they stay accountable in doing the work that they're supposed to do. So, and these are the first two candidates I think I've ever endorsed on here. So I'm endorsing them. I support them in their race for mayor and city council, for Mayor Brighton, city council of Pleasant Grove, and I wish you guys luck on what you're doing. So good luck to you guys. Stick around for after the show. I'm going to bring Mr. King up, but I do want to say this, and I want to thank Ms. Shelby for the fact. I want to say this statement real quickly. I wish more people that's running, and I necessarily can't get in the Fairfield election because there are some things that I'm doing that I can't publicly endorse people in the Fairfield race, and I want Ms. Wanda to know that. But I love the fire and the zeal that she has, and it is my hope that on August 25th, that change happens. However it happens, change happens in the city of Fairfield around. Okay. So thank you, Ms. Wanda, for even offering yourself up for service. Because more people need to be like you and speak up and do it. If y'all ever saw there was a Trustfield Tribune did a candidate forum. There was a gentleman in Lee's area. Y'all, he didn't know anything about elections. All he knew is he didn't want his city to be a big, grown city. He wanted to stay a family-oriented city, and that's what he's fighting for. He's currently running for mayor. Those are the kind of people you want. You want people that love your city, that loves what they're doing, and loves to be a part of what's to change. And so, Ms. Wanda, my head is off to you, and I thank you for your services.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk more after this.
Okay.
Mr. King, come on up here.
Hey, thanks. So are the candidates still on?
They're still here. You want me to bring them up?
Yeah, if you will. I just wanted to say some encouraging things to them. I think I will say I don't really know much about the two female candidates, Miss Yolanda Lawson and Miss Wanda Shelby. I will say I do know Miss Yolanda's husband, Theo Lawson, has been the attorney for Jefferson County. But I do know a friend of hers, Miss Priscilla Williams from Pleasant Grove, actually spoke highly of you. I know she's a supporter of yours. And of course, I do know Bruce Taylor. Him go way back. He was one of my former employees some years ago. And
what? Dude, your what?
one of my former employees. So we go way back. But I just wanted to say to the candidates that's here, three quick things. More importantly, lead with passion, lead with integrity, lead with conviction, and most of all, lead with love. And make sure that you're being open and honest with the people that you're representing. For me, I think service is one of the most effective tools that anyone can have, is to be able to be a voice for people and to be able to want to bring change in to bring energy. Right now, no offense, I know we do it since we got these two females, but it's time for females to really take the throne and really lead, because like females are the backbone to bringing change, to assuring that people are getting out and making sure that we vote. But more importantly, I want to say um, to be honest with yourselves, be honest with the people. Don't have any motives. If you have any motives, then politics is not the answer for you. People will respect you more if you be honest and open. I know for myself, I was privileged to have served and represented the people in Bessemer for 8 years. They elected me 2 times, and I wanted to seek another seat and ran for mayor. Um, but I had no regrets. I'll say this: I know a lot of people have been talking about what's going on with our uh, national level right now with Kamala Harris as the VP. A lot of people is criticizing her and holding her hostage for some decisions she made when she was a former prosecutor. Know this, that if you're elected, you will make some unpopular decisions. You will make some unpopular votes. But whatever you do, vote your convictions. Don't be pressured by it. You be knowledgeable and always get feedback from your constituents. Talk to them about what it is they want, what they think about this particular piece of legislation. Get information, be knowledgeable, get the information out there. Um, but most of all, as I say, be truthful, keep Christ first, keep Him first, whatever you do, and make sure that you take care of yourselves. Because I'm gonna tell you, as a young man, when I get into politics, it will change you. I promise you, it will change you. It will really change you. But you have to make sure you be steadfast, be prayerful, and be prayed up, because sometimes people have different motives in politics. And so I always consider myself as a servant more so than being a particular politician, because I know the ins and outs of how politicians can sometimes get caught up in certain environments where you will be pressured by people to make some decisions. But once again, just be knowledgeable, be truthful, lead with compassion, bring energy, bring excitement. Think think outside the box about ideas of what it is that you want to do for the constituents in your city. And just I say, for those of you who I wish you the best of luck um, in your endeavors. Hopefully, you guys will be elected to lead the citizens in the cities that you represent. And I just want to encourage you guys. And I'll say this: thank you for offering yourself to be a service. Thank you so much for me. I may not know most of you, but thank you for being willing enough to get out and serve, because that's what we need, more servants and people who are willing to serve. So I just hope that the August 25th that I get to celebrate with you guys in your victories, and just say best of luck once again.
Absolutely. I see 3 victories happening already August 25th. I want to encourage you guys also to make sure that your people are registered to vote. Make sure that they're ready to get to the poll. I know COVID-19 has changed up so much for us on how we do and what we do. What you got there? Hold on. We're going to wait a minute.
Hey, Josh. Hey, let me say something, Josh. I forgot. As you guys know, it's difficult to really get out and campaign. But more importantly, most individuals, if you're not already doing it, I would admonish you and encourage you to get out and do absentee voting. Especially for seniors who won't be able to get out to the polls or who be afraid, go ahead and start doing your absentee voting and keep your database where you're building that up, and just make sure that you're going ahead and doing that. Make sure whatever, so you won't be caught up, but have 2 people that you can trust to put them over that to do absentee voting for you. I would say that's something. Hopefully, you guys have already been doing that, but if you haven't, you got time to get that out now and go ahead and get absentee voting, because those votes will count and they will sometimes push you over the finish line. Thanks, Josh.
Definitely. All right, candidates, thank y'all so much for your willingness to give. We see it since it's 2020. It's important. Yes. I kept trying to see what it was, y'all. Since it's 2020, it's important. Listen, when is the deadline? When is the deadline?
November, I believe.
Yes, I'm not sure the actual deadline, but I do know the funding source has been cut off, and so they are really just trying to buckle it down. Of course, this administration, they've actually cut the funding off. So what they're trying to do is go ahead and get as many as they can counted, but
Absolutely.
encourage that as well to get out and get counted and tell people, it's easy. It's a simple thing. I did mine's online. You don't have to fill out the actual form. You can just fill it out online. A simple process.
Definitely. All right, Dr. King, you got 5 minutes, sir. I want you to do me a favor.
Sure.
And because I know you've been helping with absentee voting and stuff, just kind of aware people of not just August 25th, but November the 3rd. What are we supposed to be doing to get how do we vote? What are we supposed to be doing?
So, the thing what we're dealing with now is what the administration is trying to do, like they've been doing, is trying to tackle and discourage people from voting. They were already threatening to cut off funding for postal services. And that's something that I hope that we as Americans, and this is not so much as a Democrat Republican thing, but independent, but more so for everybody to be open-minded about what's going on. We're already aware of what's going on, what the administration is trying to do. So what I would encourage people to do, go ahead. If you can actually start now going to your particular county area, wherever you go, and cast your votes. You can go in, you can get request absentees to be mailed to you. Individuals, your older grandparents, siblings, those individuals who are afraid to get out because of COVID, go ahead and start getting their information in process. You can make sure that you can apply for them an absentee ballot. You can apply for them a ballot now. You can get that done and start mailing it now. It's imperative that and I hope that people don't allow this to become so politicized where they forget that what it is, the mission that we're trying to do. And I know Josh earlier has been talking about a lot of people. I want to go back to the Kamala Harris situation. A lot of people I heard, it actually frustrated me. I really was frustrated. I actually stopped listening to some of the comments, but more importantly, we cannot allow, just because you may not have liked the decision she made when she was in a prosecutor, but think about where we are in America. As a young man, I realized that we are so far divided. This country, I told one of my friends, I was like, man, I'm so frustrated and so angry. Honestly, at this moment, if I had the funds and financially able, I would probably transition to another country, because it's so crazy. Here we are, 2020, we're dealing with so many issues in America, and yet we have a president who have his own interests, not the American people, but his own interests at stake. And so I would just encourage people, don't allow this to become segregated about what it is, the mission, how important it is that we get out and vote. And hey, if you're not supporter of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, then hey, take one for the team this time, because it's important that we have to we must make a difference and get this man out of office. Because,
Absolutely.
And think about it, not just another 4 years, but if he's elected again, then the policies that he have in place, they will be in place for a number of years. And so it's not just about what he'll do, what he's doing now. I think I heard one of the commentators say earlier, Donald Trump has, when he first got elected, he inherited the best economy over a span period in history. And everything that he's done has really demolished and taken the toll to change America. And so we have so many issues that we're dealing with. But in order for us to tackle those things, we have to make sure that we are getting people out to vote and making sure that I thought that when President Obama ran, that we all said that it was most important election, but this election in 2020 is probably the most important election in our history, in my lifetime.
Absolutely.
And so I encourage everybody to get out and vote.
Yeah. Ms. Lawson, what's the announcement?
I was just going to share that the census, I'm sorry, we were talking about census, but the absentee ballot deadline is August 20th, and it must be received by August 20th at the clerk's office.
Okay.
Now that's for the August 25th election or November?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's for the August 25th. I think I don't want to misspeak, but the August 25th municipal elections, The absentee deadline is August 20th, and for us, it must be received in their office by August 20th. Not just postmarked, but received.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I heard a story, you guys, of someone they voted in this previous primary that we had, and their stuff got lost in the post office, and the post office recently just sent it to them. It's not funny, but this is what I want y'all to know. It is important that you walk your mail to the post office, okay? And please show some love to your postal workers. It is important. We got somebody named 45 that wants to take funding. We got to support them because we have to keep our union men and women working. I will say that publicly. We got to keep our union men and women working. All right, y'all, the time is almost gone. Let me bring up all the candidates because they spent time with me this evening. And where'd she go? There she go. Okay, I was like, wait, I'm missing somebody. What you said, Marlon? Vote against Trump. Hashtag Biden Harris 2020. I think we all in the consensus that sounds good, right? And Mr. Lawson said, even he's giving out information. Commissioner Sheila Tyson is leading census effort for the county. Her office will be glad to answer any question. That's Commissioner Sheila Tyson. I don't have her office number, but you guys can call up to the county courthouse and ask for Commissioner Tyson's office. Commissioner Tyson's office and get that information. Each of you all have websites, right? Or have ways of people reaching out to you. Pleasant Grove elections will be held at First Baptist, regardless of where you vote in the general election. Pleasant Grove folk, take yourselves to First Baptist and vote. All right. I want to make sure that that's known for the election. All right. Ms. Lawson, what's your website?
Actually, you can reach me at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, Yolanda Y. Lawson. You can reach me via email at Yolanda Lawson, the number 4pg at gmail.com. Or you can reach me by phone, 205-502-2971.
All right. Dr. Taylor?
Well, my website is called thetaylorcampaign.com. All my information is placed on there.
All right. Mr. King, you're not running for nothing. Why do I keep thinking you're running for something?
Well, not just yet, but we'll be coming up soon. So I guess you're excited, but we'll be announcing hopefully soon.
Well, y'all remember that now. He's coming on this show first. And now, Ms. Wanda, how do people reach out to you if they want to get a part of your campaign?
Wanda Shelby 100 at gmail.com. And they can reach me at 205-423-5913.
Now, she ain't the counselor yet, so don't be calling her phone late nights asking her a question. Are y'all prepared for that?
They already have. These folks already calling, asking if I'm married and everything, man.
Mr. King will tell you, it's not like them 3 o'clock in the morning call.
Yes, I won't be able to have a house to live in no more.
I didn't even live with Gusman. I would call his phone and be like, hey, man, your folks saying. Mr. Lawson wanted us to know the Commissioner Tyson's number is 205-325-5074. Call her office if you got any census question. I'm going to try to see if I can get her on the show, y'all. It is important that we know this stuff. And Dr. King will be back on the show very soon. He just don't know it. He'll be back on here to help me with some other interviews. Once again, if you're running for office, you want to be interviewed, come on in. Even if you just heard me endorse 2 people, still come on the show, okay? Because it's not me you have to please. It's the citizens that you have to please. And this is the avenue where during COVID-19, this is the way we got to reach them. This is the way we have to reach out to voters. All right, y'all, I'm getting out of here. My time is far spent. Thank you to Ms. Lawson, Ms. Shelby, Mr. Taylor, and Mr. King. Gerald AG said, hey, Yolanda.
Hey,
Dr. AG said, hey, Yolanda. I don't want to get in trouble tomorrow. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me exit them out the way for a second. Y'all stick around. Remember this. It is important that you vote. It is important that you register to vote. It's important that you know where you go vote. Go to vote.com to find out where you vote. You can go to Secretary of State's website. There's numerous of places you can go. But get the information, y'all. We got to vote. As one of my favorite political figures says, when you and I are working together, we can achieve so much. And so I believe that when we all work together and change the political landscape, we won't have to worry about 45. Y'all have a great night. Stay motivated, stay encouraged, and listen, all you got to do is stay motivated.